everybody, welcome back to my kindergarten class. Today's video is going to be about an author study, and my author that I chose was Faith Ringgold, and I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about why we do author study videos. One of the reasons is that we can make these connections with these authors, and these connections that we can have with these authors can last for a very, very long time. Even I remember some books that my mom read to me when I was little, so these connections just can last throughout a lifetime, and it makes us get a better understanding of why the author chose to do these books and why we have these books and why they wanted to tell their story in a sense. And this just makes our minds better. It makes us be better people to know what these authors are doing and why they do it. And some of these authors are very special. They bring joy to some people that never have joy, or they have different people. They're made for different people that don't get a lot of representation. So it's just going along with that. And so I hope you enjoy my video of Faith Ringgold. Thank you. Faith Ringgold was born in 1930 and was named by the nurse that helped her mother in the hospital. In the 1930s, where the babies got mixed up and the mothers had to name the baby right away. Her mom thought she would be a boy and had the name Ralph picked out. But then she became depressed about having a baby girl, and her nurse suggested Faith. She grew up in the Depression era but lived her life like an average New York City child then. She was also known as the class artist. It wasn't until she got to college that she learned more about African culture. She majored in art. She studied independently and also learned from her classes. But when she studied independently, she found out she learned more about African culture and the art than she did from her professors. She made tankas, which are paintings framed in cloth, and that's what she is known for also. She made quilts with her mother, which are extensions for her tankas. An editor saw one of her tankas, and that got her into books, with her first one being Tar Beach. She is also known as one of the leading African-American artists of her generation. She is known more for her story of quilts. She combines elements of African-American history and culture through the vibrancy of her pictures. I chose 4 picture books to get to know Faith Ringgold, and the first book that I chose was Cassie's World Quilt, and this book is really descriptive. It has many bright pictures, and this book would be good for a kindergarten class because it lets the students search and actually get to look through the book and find items that she has. So for me to explain more, it starts off with Cassie. Like it says, Cassie dreams she can fly among the stars, and then like she has family picnics at Tar Beach, and then it has basically what the quilt would look like, which is pictures of like her family, her mother, her father, plants and clothesline, and then you turn, and both pages are a picture of that, and then Faith labels everything. So there's the clothesline, there's her father, and then there's like her mother. So it's very descriptive, and I think this would be a great book for kindergartners just to learn more about African Americans and how they live similarly to us, and they might have a few different items just from their background and culture. The second picture book I've chosen is We Came to America. Now, like many other Faith Ringgold's books, this one is very vibrant with color, and this would also be a great book for kindergarten students just because it's very simplistic, and the words are basically a poem, which she has in the back of the poem all together. And one of my favorite pages is, it goes, "Our joyful dance now freed our pain. gently like soothing rain. Our food, our fashion, and our art made America great. So it's just basically explaining how immigrants brought us our own culture, and they brought with them their foods, their dancing. They brought many things that we Americans now enjoy. And so Faith did a really good job with this book with just keeping it simple. And like I said earlier, this would be a great book for kindergarten students just because they get a better understanding of how America has different cultures and how we have the freedom to have these cultures and to be ourselves. The third picture book that I've chosen from Faith Ringgold is My Dream of Martin Luther King. And this book is made for older students just because it's harder for kindergartners to understand or grasp the concepts. You could read it to kindergartners, but they're going to have lots of questions and they might not totally understand what is going on, or will understand but not understand everything that is happening in this book. And one of my favorite pages is in the beginning, and it goes, "In my dream, Martin appeared first as a child in a place so huge that it encompassed the whole world and all its people. There were children and old folks, men and women of all colors, races, and religions. They carried bags containing their prejudice, hate, ignorance, violence, and fear, which they intended to trade for hope, freedom, peace, awareness, and love. Some people had bigger bags than others, but everybody had something to trade." And Faith uses her words really good, and she uses her pictures even better because it contains those emotions and it contains what is happening, and it lets students, readers, and teachers have these emotions for this book. And it helps us learn about what was going on with the African Americans in this era and what was going on with also the white people and how they kind of felt too. And I just really like this book, like I said, for the older students, just so they can have that understanding. My last picture book from Faith Ringgold is Aunt Harriet's Underground Railroad in the Sky. And like the other book, this needs to be for more of the older students just because kindergartners might not get the whole understanding or grasp. They can understand some concepts and what is happening, but they won't fully understand what the characters are doing and how the characters are doing some things in the book. And my favorite page would be kind of the last page, and it goes, that day there was a big feast, and a quilt celebrating the 100th anniversary of Harriet Tubman's first flight to freedom hung in the sky. People came to eat, dance, and sing praise to Aunt Harriet for taking us from slavery to freedom and for being the Moses of her people. And like all the other books, Faith does a really good job of using the pictures as emotions and using her words to make us feel like we're there with the characters and to make us understand the pain and suffering African Americans felt when they were slaves and what they had to do to get their freedom. Thank you to everyone who watched this video, and I just want to say again, just thank you for watching and for wanting to learn more about Faith Ringgold. I've learned so much about her in the past few days, and I hope you did as well through this video. And I just wanted to say that as teachers and as students, we're all learning every single day, and it's amazing what teachers and what students can learn. And just to put that together creates a big difference in their learning, and it just helps students learn more about a specific author and to learn more about different cultures through all this.